you think. Right? So, you are conscious that you exist. So then you can feel. Make sense? So I think I exist. Well, that's the Greek says something like that. I don't know if there's right words, but it's like that. The thing is that your thoughts drive your feelings. The way you think is the way you feel. So, oh, that's great because I can change the way I think. Okay, so I go with these groups and I go with all these groups and I will become more optimistic and I will see everything pink and everything is okay, nothing happens, and I learned this kind of things about the secret, and I say things that I want, but at the end nothing happens. You have to pay your taxes. So yeah. So the thing is that how you think don't change that easily. So what creates the thoughts, the beliefs? The beliefs create the thoughts the feelings the actions, and the actions the results. So we can change our beliefs, but this is not easy. People that believe in something is so difficult to change that. Right? Because they learn that this is a way to survival. So if this worked for me to survive, this worked for my parents to survive, why I have to change this? Right? If you were born in a mafia family, your beliefs will be different than if you were born in a how do you say, priest house, right? Different beliefs. And about death, also, there are some cultures, when someone passed away, they do a party. And in other cultures, they say, you have to be sad 3 years. Right? They are behaviors that we learn. We learn that. We learn how to feel, also. So, the beliefs is very important. But how these beliefs are bringing you to the results you want. Because sometimes the beliefs you have don't take you to the results you want. Right? So the thing is, where the beliefs come from the influences. When we were babies, we have a lot of influence surrounding us. From the age of 0 to 6, remember that? You learn a language, you understand numbers, you understand how to behave and your manners in society, right? Based on this, you finish the college. Based on this, the same language, the numbers, and the way you understand the society. From the 0 to 6 were enough to finish college. After that, what? What else you learn in the process? Another language, play a music, I don't know, you could learn many other things, right? But the thing is that when that was your influence, just guess this. Now Chris was running and fell and harmed his knee and was crying, oh, it hurts me a lot. And his mother came and says, no, that's nothing. You don't need to cry. See this information. What I have, what Chris has, is a, injury in the knee. It's bleeding and hurts. His mother came and says, oh, that's nothing, you don't need to cry. You know the information how it's happening here? It's like, that's nothing, but hurts, but it's nothing. You don't need to cry. You are a boy. Boy, don't cry. Okay, that hurts, right? I was in an airplane with and one mother came with a kid that the kid didn't want to get into the plane. He was so afraid. And she says, don't worry, the plane will never take off. This plane just will go through the roads to our destination. So the kid was about 5 years old, so believes in the mother, goes to the plane, and was sleeping. And then he woke up when the plane was in the air. So he saw from the window and said, "He's fine!" Ah. And he was getting again in a scare. And the mother says, "No, it's your imagination." That's the way we play as adults sometimes. We deny things that is happening, and we teach them to see the world differently. And we grow that way, and sometimes you are having a bad time with someone else, and then you say, "No, this is not happening." And you are there in that relation for years, because it's not happening. Right? So that kind of things is also about money. How do your relationship with money start? How was your parents talking about money when you were in the age from 0 to 6? Do they fight about money? Did you listen? Did you hear that when they were fighting? Did you hear that your father saying that money don't grow in trees? Or sometimes his money is dirty? Or sometimes money changes people to the bad? Yes? And all this information is in your brain, and that's influence. So some of your behaviors today is based on that influence that creates beliefs, and these beliefs creates the whole thoughts, feeling, actions, and results. Right? But you don't decide having that influence. Did you? You don't. You never question them. So the idea now is that you will own your life, and you have the power of choosing, and also you are going to activate your free will, right? So the thing is that we create this life positioning system that is the GPS. GPS is how is the acronym of GPS? Global Positioning System, right? But this is your life positioning system. It's for your life. So, once you know that thing, and now you know this, you have a purpose. I don't know what is it, but you want a result. One of the consequences of results, you want to have a comfortable life, happy life, and not uncomfortable life, suffering. You don't want that. Who wants that? Who wants to be sick, poor, tired, and alone? Nobody, right? So you want to be with others that you care and they care of you, and you want to be wealthy, healthy, right? All of these things. I don't know how, but you want to get there. You want happiness, right? And a comfortable life at the end is much better than uncomfortable, right? So what I mean is that the uncomfortable life as a result is going to be very painful, very. And if you live more than expected, that will be painful for years, right? Or you can design and have a very comfortable life, very good life, and you decide that. And also, if you have extra time, you will enjoy it every single minute. So, what happened here? At the end, the result of this there is because of the influences we had in the past. But you are not your past. That's something important to say. The influence in the past came from the family. Family was a strong influence to you, right? But maybe you have other brothers and sisters, and all of them are different, isn't it? Because the way they have influence from the society and school were different. It could be the same parents, but it could be different. And then friends. Do you think that you have influence from your friends? Mm-hmm. From television? Mm-hmm. From music, media, teachers, coaches, trainers? You have a lot of influences. Books. That way you create your beliefs. Right? So, then you have a formative stage where you put all this in this area, that is reality, that you have now the experience, and you make the mistakes, and you learn from there, right? So the next step is that you make decisions that become in the building stage, formative stage and the building stage, right? So these decisions, sometimes you take the uncomfortable decisions because you are going to work harder than others. That's uncomfortable at that moment. Or you take the comfortable decision and say, oh, I will enjoy every minute of my life in the age of 20s or 30s. I don't need to work that hard. I don't need to learn more, right? That's comfortable. But in the building stage, one drives to the other consequence. This uncomfortable decision that you are making here to act and to stretch you and to raise your standards, and this will bring you to a comfortable life. But if you lower your standards, lower your goals, and you try to have a very easy life in the age from the 20s, 30s, 40s, then the consequences is going to be uncomfortable life in the next stage. Make sense? Yeah. Okay. So, what we need to do because of this, now, we choose our influence. We choose. Right? You have the strength to choose. So choose what influence in your life. Now, change your influences. That means that you can choose which relatives you are going to have a relationship and which not. You can do that. Because sometimes we have this toxic sweetie, that when you were a child, you say, no, I don't want to go to with my auntie because I don't like her. And your parent says, hey, you have to manage her very well, and that's bad. We teach you well, so we are going to with your auntie, and you are going to be very nice to her. But I don't like that. I don't want it. And you cry. But it doesn't matter. They take you to the car. The whole road to auntie's house, you are like watching the windows, counting the pools. And once you get into the auntie's house, she loves you. And she says, oh, my sweetie, come here. And hug you. Very tight. Something that you don't like. And you're in the middle of here. And she moves you like this. And then she used this perfume. That is a little bit acidic. And this perfume stays in your body like 3 days. Even though you take a bath. Right? Oh, that the things you don't like. But instead of teaching you how to say things, our parents teach you how to be sweet. It doesn't matter if you don't like to, and if you don't want to. That happens, right? So now you don't know how say no, and you go through these uncomfortable moments saying, I have to be nice and sweet. And you don't know how to say no, yes, like, don't like. You don't know now. I have when I was in high school, I had this girlfriend. I said, where do you want to go? And she, for being nice, oh, any place is good. So I took her to this place to have some kind of hamburgers that is very for male hamburger. I don't like this. You say anywhere. Eat. Right? So easy that she can say, I like I don't know, sandwiches or hot dog or whatever. It's much easier, you know? But she wants to please me. But my question was, where you want to go. And what's her answer?
Anyway.
Anyway, it's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay.
Girl speak.
Yeah, so we need to learn to say what we think and what we feel, and the other part is negotiation. Not all the time it's going to be your way, but if you are in a relationship or you are with others, it's a negotiation, half and half, right? Sometimes you say, okay, I can go the place you like, next time we go the place I like. That's negotiations, that works, right? But this is the thing, that's the influence. That's why I'm telling this, because now you choose which relatives you will have a relationship from now. There are some that really criticize you all the time. Oh, still in Nikken? Oh, you're losing your time, loser. Kind of things. There are some specific uncle that do that every time. Right? You don't need to have that. So maybe some fits distance will be very healthy. Right? For example, you saw him saw them in Christmas or some Thanksgiving. If you want them to go from your side, say, hey, help me to wash the dishes, and they will disappear. Okay? But the idea is that now you choose your information, from where you get your information. You will choose your seminars, events, friends, team, music, media, teacher, coaches, trainer, mentor. You will choose all of them. Choose them. You can do that. Can you? Of course. You have to choose which books you want to read. You can choose which audios you will hear every day in the morning. 15 minutes, half an hour makes a huge difference every day. I don't like read books, okay? We are in C2. C2 means that you don't like to read books, but it's good for you, it's good for others, and it's good for the common good. Right? So start reading. And take the habit for reading is very simple. Because the way they teach us to read in the school makes us hate reading. But reading is very simple. 10 minutes a day. 5 pages a day. Do that. Or listen for some authors in YouTube. There are many good speakers for free. Right? Today is very, very, very easy, more easy to get information compared with the past. Right? You don't need to buy all these cassettes. If you have internet, you can get the whole information. Choose the topic. And you will have a lot of information by topic. Positive thinking, music for good sleep, whatever. How to pray, how to meditate. You can learn many things from now. I fix many things just with the tutorials in YouTube. I can fix more of the things in my computer, my smartphone, and my house. Right? And it's very simple. So, the thing is that choose your influence. You need to, if you want to change your results, change your influence. Start from there. For me, it's very uncomfortable in the last years to start talking about finances. It was very difficult, and I start. So I start reading books, and I start looking for who teach me how to do things, and it's great. For me, it was very difficult to do that at the beginning, because I didn't know, nobody teach me that. In my influence, there were not financial ideas or plans or whatever. I didn't have that. But I need to be trained on that, right? So once you start getting trained and you start understanding the taxes, the investments, in which how you say that? Well, I don't know in English, but in which products you can invest, categories. Which ones has taxes, which ones don't have taxes, and all these things, which are risky, not risky. So you have to learn, right? Sometimes you lose money, but I always say that's my tuition. when I lose money. Part of my future, right? So the thing is here that you can change everything here. Can you? So start designing your influence and live with your influence, because this is very interesting. When you walk with wolves, right? I don't know in English if this is a say, but in Spanish it says, or it's Ruben, disappeared. It says, el que con lobos anda, aullar se enseña. Means that if you are with wolves, you learn how to howl. Thank you. If you are with wolves, you will learn how to howl, right? That's the thing. The association is very important. That's your area of influence. So create that for you, right? So you want to be wealthy, have wealthy friends, right? If you want to be successful, make more successful friends. If you want to eat healthy, hang with people that eat healthy. Right? That's their area of influence. That's important. If you want to manage your money, look friends that manage money. That they do good with that. I start doing this with one of my friends. And I say, how you are so wealthy? He says, because I'm very aware of my expenses. So he teach me how to manage the expenses. And he says, once you know your expenses, now you can manage your money. Minute by minute, day by day. So he gave me these all spreadsheets to have light, electricity, gas, vacations, and everything is there with the graphs and everything. So if you manage that part, now you can start doing savings, investing, earnings, and you can design everything. But most of the people start with the earnings and decide how to spend. No money after a few years. Zero money. Disappear. And when you have money, you have very bad advisors. You will have a lot of bad advisors. Right? But if you start looking for good advisors, you will have good things to have for the future. It doesn't matter the amount of money you earn. It's more about how much the money you spend. And if you can control your spendings, you can control your earnings and your investments and your savings. Make sense? But we think always opposite. First I have, then I plan. Wrong. Plan and then have. Better. Okay? So, the thing is that here, now you are in a new formative stage. You have to be there. You have to learn in a new formative stage. It will take time for you to learn, yes, to go to courses, yes, to listen to YouTube, yes. I start inviting my friends that they are authors of books. I invite them to have lunch, and I was surprised that they accept. And at lunch, we speak a lot of things about this. One of my best friends today, he's one of the peace ambassadors in the world. He travels the world with this United Nations Peace Ambassador passport. He's a wonderful person. They say, what religion do you practice? And he says, all of them. So, how's that? Because I practice all of them that promote or talk about love. Most of them talks about love. They don't talk about fighting. Right? The problem, he says that always, the problem with human being is that you go to the extreme, you say? To go to the other side, and that's the thing that the human being makes a mistake. For example, the vegans don't eat meat, right? But they eat humans. Because they criticize all the time others. That in Spanish we say they eat humans. Because they criticize what you eat. I was a very comfortable day that I was eating my very happy with food, and I have these vegan people in front of me, and they say, "Are you eating dead meat?" I said, "Did I ask you your opinion?" No. Well, I practice to be vegan, like vegetarian, like 3 years, because I want to know what is that. If I don't practice, I don't know. So I practice and I decide now what is my healthier way to go. But I practice for 3 years to now understand how they feel, what they find in them when they are traveling, and it's not easy. But the good thing is that that's part of my formative stage, is new experiences. So you can go through these to new experiences, and then you new building. So you make new decisions, and try to scrape or to stretch the most you can, higher standards, and go to an uncomfortable life now. Yes, if they tell you do 3 phone calls, do 5. It's good for you, right? 1 presentation a month will not change your life. Starting with 10 presentations a month will change something. 60 presentations per month will change absolutely your life forever. Why? It's not because you are getting better in doing presentations. It's because you are taking care of your own life and you are making decisions. Remember, when you do something here, at the same time something is happening there. If you stop doing something here, something is stopping there too. Right? It's happening at the same moment. So, here is the next. That once you decide this, the decision, first you choose, this is the formula. Choose, and then the decision comes, and then the action. Okay? You have to choose first, make a decision, and then you go to the action. First choose, decision, action. That will bring you a result. The result will never be what you think and you expect. That's okay. Right? And the only thing is that you have the courage to repeat the process again and again and again until the result is what you want. But in the first try, the result is not going to be what you expect. It will take time. If the results come from the first try, we don't need to exercise, we don't need to be trained. No. We need to be trained because that happens all the time. Yes? When you go to English school or Spanish school, you will not learn Spanish for the next week. It will take time. To learn swimming, it takes time. To learn ballet, it takes time. Everything that you need to learn will take time. You need to know that. Nothing is instant. But we were used to be in this world today that is very light. Everything is light. Light and easy. Right? We have a lot of light food, or not? Yeah, it's light. This light culture is that I want to lose weight fast and without doing efforts. I want to make money fast and without doing efforts. And there's these courses that you become coach in 3 months. What? You become life coach in 3 months? Right? So that's the thing that today we have. So people are so hurried to have results, and they get desperate. And then once they get desperate, they quit most of the time. So the thing is here that when you make a decision, you will take time in between 3 months to 1 year to see results. If you stop eating half of what you eat, you will lose weight in a very healthy way. And you do exercise, okay, now you are going to gain strength, muscles. And in 6 months you will notice. Everybody will say, oh, what are you doing? Don't you? Don't you think so? Yes. And if you start changing the influence you have, the way you talk, people will love this also. Yes? So, here is the thing. Results are based on influence. So you bring your influence, you choose your influence, and you choose the influence, decide your actions, and find the results. Make sense? Or not make sense? Questions? Sleepy? Okay, so write what you choose and what you decide. Just take a time to write based on what you just said. What are the things that you will choose as your influence now? What are you going to be your immediate influences? Maybe we are in a bad influence today. We have bad influences. Yeah, they came some ideas during we were talking, so we can start doing some, choose some influences. Remember, one thing is to choose and one other thing is decide. When you choose is one thing and the decision is another thing. Different moments. I choose to have a healthy food, but I decide the next time I go to the restaurant, bacon with double cheese and shake milk with a lot of sugar.
Milkshake.
Milkshake. So the thing is here, I choose to have a healthy life, but the next decision I make is not that way. As human beings, we do that. We are very contradictory. Yes?
Contradictory? Is that what you're
Yes.
Okay.
What's the right thing to say? Contradictory.
Contradictory.
So that's the happens. Because sometimes we do something, we decide something, and we finish doing something different. Yes? I choose a healthy life. But the next day, it's so hard to wake up to do exercise. And I don't do exercise. And I postpone the day to start doing exercise.